with the store, but something that's a little more neutral. And as you can see, now that they're putting these out, you can see how red, let me grab that one in particular, the blood orange is, and that's a little more of what we're looking for. But it's a crapshoot, you know, you don't know until you cut into it, so.
Chef, there was one thing I was going to ask you about. What, you kind of have what they call the chef's table where they can watch you cook.
We do and we don't. We have an open kitchen at N9ne Steakhouse that has, it's somewhat open. We have a very large window that's probably about the size of the island where we're on display. And I was just telling Darlene before, you know, a lot of times I forget that there's a window there. And you get into some tense moments in the kitchen when you're cooking for 400 people in a 2 or 3 hour span. And you know, we all lose our cool from time to time. And then you have to go back out and talk to guests and get feedback from them. And you know, the first question out of their mouth every time is, well, what was just going on? You look like, you know, Armageddon was going on in there. And sometimes it feels that way. It really does. But we do have a very open kitchen. I will tell you guys we're open 6 days a week, sometimes 7, depending. We normally try and close on Sundays unless there's large events at the American Airlines Center. And of course, if there is a big event at the American Airlines Center, we open up on Sundays. So.
I have a question.
A lot of chefs use men, but they just generically say men. There is several different kinds.
There are different kinds of men, but what you're going to find is this. It's spearmint. Spearmint. And that's, it's listed as spearmint at Whole Foods and Central Market. It's listed as just plain mint. This stuff is a lot easier to find commercially than some of the more, it is, it's very well-rounded, and it doesn't have the word I'm looking for, like peppermint is so sharp, this is not that sharp. So.
Another question.
What's the flash point of the grapeseed oil compared to canola?
They're pretty similar. You know, I'd say probably 5 or 10 degrees. They're really similar in cooking as far as the olive oil. As soon as it, you know, if you're searing off a seafood, a fish, scallops, even a steak for that matter, you're going to want to wait, put it on the stove, wait till it begins to smoke just slightly, and then that's when you know your oil's nice and hot, your pan's ready to go, your protein's going to be just fine. It's really similar to canola oil, grapeseed oil is.
Another question.
Please.
Yes, sir. In making the vinaigrette, what are you trying to do when you add the oil to the vinegar?
It's a process called emulsification, and basically, you know, if we were to take oil and vinegar and I just poured them into the bowl, they would separate. It's 2 to 1, 3 to 1 is very classic. I like the extra sharpness from the vinegar, so I only go 2 to 1. But for those of you that are aspiring cooks and chefs, classically you're going to see 3 to 1. But I like the extra sharpness of the vinegar, so I go just a little bit less. But you really just want to make them one. You know, if like I was saying, if we were to pour these into a bowl, they would separate. By blending it, we're incorporating the oil and the liquid together. So. Emulsification.
Vinaigrette, an Italian word, does it mean something, or do you know how to translate it?
It's just oil and vinegar, basically. Does anyone else have any further questions? Anything we can? Anything?
Do you have any good desserts there?
We have very good desserts. Our signature dessert is s'mores, and what makes them fun is we put the graham crackers down, we put chocolate ganache on them, we serve the marshmallows on the side, you get your own wooden skewers, and then we bring out a tiny little hamachi with a flame in it. And you get to cook them yourself at the table. So. Our pastry, some people say our pastry chef's lazy, other people say it's fun and interactive.
Well, you're going to enjoy what's at the State Fair this year. We have fried s'mores here.
Oh, I have to go out.
Yes, you will.
We see that on the restaurant menu at some point. They're really good.
Do you want to have here?
I've got to get the bacon too. That's the top of the town.
Yes.
I've got to go try that.
No, he's had that.
It's not good? Oh! No, you didn't like it?
Oh, you did?
Killing me.
What's wrong with me? I like it.
That's why I volunteered to come out here, so I can get right over to the booth.
Maybe because I did ranch dressing as well.
That's what they give you.
Yeah, our ketchup and some other stuff. So.
I don't need any of that.
No, I
Bring
don't.
on the goodness.
But you gotta get that corny dog for sure.
I make a living eating out here,
Okay.
so that won't be a problem.
Do we have any more questions for the chef?
Well, thank you all so much. I really appreciate your time today. So I hope you all enjoyed it, and please come visit us at N9ne Steakhouse.
For those that just come into the seating area, we will have tasting, but we ask that you remain seated until it's your roll to go. We also ask that you look around and make sure that you have all your belongings. We will not allow you back into the seating area because we need time to get ready for the next show. And thank you for attending the IKEA Celebrity Kitchen.